that this country is safe again. However, Mr. President, I will urge that as we go through this, we look at the reasons for which this amendment was not assented to in the 8th Senate, so that we don't make the same mistakes and this amendment is passed. We need this amendment like yesterday.
The security situation would have been far better if we were able to control the proliferation of firearms in the country. This bill, like the sponsor mentioned, was passed in the 8th Senate and National Assembly, but there was no assent. Now that we have brought it back, when it will be referred to the Committee, Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, they should engage with the executive arm of government to see where the issue is, if that has not been done by the sponsor of the bill, so that we be on the same page. But I believe that there is no compromise for stiffer penalties for anyone caught with an illegal arm. The security situation can still be reversed once we continue to remain focused and remain committed.
The family of a Nigerian who was based in South Africa has petitioned the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, over the death of a 40-year-old Abudu Temitokwe, who was killed by a yet-to-be-identified assailant in Johannesburg. In the petition signed by a brother to the deceased, Abudu Mustafa, the family implored the commission to investigate the case and bring the culprits to justice. He said his brother, Adedayo, was assassinated in cold blood by an unknown gunman and was rushed to Hillbrow Community Healthcare Center by some eyewitnesses, where he was pronounced dead. The deceased, a native of Ijebode, Ogun State, Nigeria, was married with 3 children and left behind 5 siblings who are all based here in Nigeria. And for more on this, we are joined by a brother to the deceased, Abudu Mustafa. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Great. You said your brother was assassinated in cold blood by a known gunman. Was he, in any kind of trouble prior to this? Are you aware of any incident or any issues he might have been in before this?
No, none. It was not involved any issue prior to his being assassinated, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay, and of course, the matter has been handed over to the police in Johannesburg. What are they currently doing about your brother's death?
Yeah, the police were informed after the shooting incident close to his residence in Delva, South Africa, Johannesburg. They came in and he was taken to a hospital. And the body was with them over the night, where they said they carried out some forensic analysis on his body before the body was released to his friends, where he was buried according to Islamic rites the next day. And ever since, we've not heard anything from the police.
Okay, and of course, so your family is currently asking the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission to step in. Has there been any response yet? And what do you hope that they can achieve if they actually do step into this matter?
Yeah, we wrote a petition to Nigerian Diaspora Commission. It was submitted to the office of the chairman, Honorable Abike Dabiri. A couple of days after, we got a response from the legal team that our petition has been received, and the legal team has forwarded it to the Nigerian High Commission in South Africa to carry forward a thorough investigation, which we're still waiting for the outcome of that. But all in all, we're hoping the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission will be able to put pressure on the Nigerian High Commission and the police in South Africa to be able to get to the roots of this matter on the killing of a Nigerian who was living in South Africa with no criminal cases on his head. And to be gunned down in cold blood, it's an aberration and a violation of his human rights. His life should not be left to be lost like that. That's why we are on this mission to get justice to be served.
Okay, are there any clues whatsoever as to what may have happened? And the eyewitnesses who took him to the hospital, have they said anything? Have you spoken to any of them? Is there anything that you can hold on to for in the interim?
Yeah, not quite, because I live in Nigeria, and his other siblings are all in Nigeria. He lives and works there, so I only spoke to friends. Since it's a police matter, I mean, I don't want to pronounce anything that I don't have concrete evidence on here, whereby I'll be held liable for my pronunciation. But all we heard was that a gunman shot at him twice directly to his chest, according to the eyewitnesses that gave me their first-hand witness, you know. And so I don't have any concrete evidence, but we have evidences and we have witnesses that said he was shot directly to his chest. That means it was an assassination.
His wife and kids, which were mentioned in the story, are they here in Nigeria or in South Africa?
They are all here in Nigeria.
Okay, and you know, how are they dealing with this so far?
It's a very painful loss, being a breadwinner of a family of 3 kids, all girls. The first child is in the university. The others are in schools in Lagos. You know, it's very difficult. It's a very difficult and trying time for them. I just hope Allah will give them the fortitude to bear the loss. Likewise, the other 5 siblings.
Okay, and also just before we go, tell us a little bit about your brother and what was he doing in South Africa prior to this very sad incident?
Yeah, my brother is 40 years. He's 40 years of age. Will have been 41, 23rd of April 2021. He was a security consultant to a private security company. I spoke to him a day before then, so it's not as if he was sick or he had any mental issue or any unforeseen circumstances whereby he was being haunted by any unknown person. He lived his life like a responsible citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in South Africa. So I don't know where this came from. It's an absolute shock from us.
Right. We hope that the police in South Africa take action as quickly as possible, and of course, the Nigerian Diaspora Commission (NIDCOM), you know, can also maybe put some pressure on them until justice is served for your brother and of course for your family. Thank you so much for speaking with us, Mustafa. We of course will look forward to speaking with you again when there is any other news concerning this.
Thank you for having me.
Still in the news, President Muhammadu Buhari has asked the Senate to confirm Abdul Rashid Bawa as substantive chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. In a letter to the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, the President said he was acting in accordance with provisions of the EFCC Act 2004. The statement described Bawa as a trained EFCC investigator with vast experience in investigation and prosecution of advance fee fraud cases, official corruption, bank fraud, money laundering, and other economic crimes. Bawa is a 40-year-old and he holds a Bachelor of Science degree in economics and Masters in International Affairs and Diplomacy. The acting EFCC chairman, Ibrahim Mago, was suspended in July 2020 amidst allegations of gross misconduct. Former governor of Ogun State, Benga Daniel, on Tuesday officially defected to the All Progressive Congress barely 2 years after quitting the People's Democratic Party. Daniel, who was the Director General at Atiku Abubakar Presidential Campaign Organization in the last presidential election, had in March 2019 officially resigned from the PDP, saying he was pulling out from partisan politics. The former governor had since not joined any political party officially until now. And still in the news, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has recorded 1,368 new cases of COVID-19, bringing the total number of infections in the country to 148,296. The NCDC disclosed this on its official Twitter handle on Tuesday. The NCDC also registered an additional 16 COVID-19 deaths, raising the total fatality in the country to 1,777 in the last 24 hours. It stated that the 1,368 new infections were reported from 27 states and the Federal Capital Territory.
This is it for upcoming artists to blow in Nigeria.
Welcome to Plus Trending. I am Bookie November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's tea time on Plus TV Africa.
Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
Welcome back to News Brief on Plus TV Africa. And now for stories in other parts of Africa. South Africa has received its first batch of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine after the country paused the rollout of AstraZeneca doses earlier this month. 80,000 Johnson & Johnson shots are expected initially, with shots expected to be rolled out as early as Wednesday, the 17th of February, prioritizing frontline healthcare workers. The decision to pause the AstraZeneca rollout followed preliminary trial data that showed the vaccine offered minimal protection against mild to moderate illnesses from the country's dominant coronavirus variant. And the United Nations has allocated $15 million to fight the fresh Ebola outbreaks in Guinea and the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. UN Emergency Relief Coordinator Mark Lowcock, who announced this on Tuesday, said it was an initial rapid allocation from the organization's Central Emergency Response Fund. And now outside Africa, groups of teachers and nurses and bankers and civil servants also on Wednesday, 17th of February, marched on the streets of Naypyidaw to support the civil disobedience movement in response to a military coup that overthrew elected leader Aung San Suu Kyi. The Nobel Peace Laureate, detained since February 1st coup, now faces a charge of violating a natural disaster management law, as well as charges of illegally importing 6 walkie-talkie radios. Meanwhile, police on Tuesday, 16th of February, fired rubber bullets and tear gas at protesters in MYANMAR, a southern township in Myanmar. Protesters had gathered to demand the release of a primary school principal who was detained after taking part in a widespread civil disobedience movement against the military takeover in Myanmar. Still in the news, New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern says the country will lift a COVID-19 lockdown of its largest city, Auckland, and ease restrictions across the rest of the country from midnight on Wednesday, the 17th of February. Nearly 2 million residents were plunged into a snap 3-day lockdown on Monday, the 15th of February, after a more contagious COVID-19 variant that first emerged in Britain was detected in a family of 3.
Cabinet has agreed that as of midnight tonight, Auckland will drop down to alert level 2. As you've heard, there will be some exceptions for those who are connected to the Papatoetoe High School community, which I'll go into in more detail shortly. The remainder of New Zealand will move to level 1 at midnight tonight.
So, as you would have seen in our 1 o'clock statement today, we've confirmed 2 new cases in the community, and in addition there was 1 new case in managed isolation overnight. So both of those new cases are linked to our existing cases that we identified over the weekend.
And now for some business news, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, says there is no plan to hike pump price of petrol. The Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, Kenny Obateru, dismissed rumors about an imminent upward review of petrol price. He said the NNPC has a stock of petrol that can last for over 40 days. He allayed fears about scarcity of the product Obatero also urged the Department of Petroleum Resources to clamp down on the marketers hoarding petrol. And the nation's stock market finished lower on Tuesday as 20 firms saw their share prices decline at the end of trading. The Nigerian Stock Exchange All-Share Index fell by 0.19% to close at 40,494.35 basis points from 40,571.67 basis points on Monday. The market capitalization of listed equities declined by 40 billion naira to 21.18 trillion naira from 21.22 trillion naira on Monday. The top 5 losers at the end of trading on the floor of the NSE on Tuesday were Cornerstone Insurance PLC, UPDC Real Estate Investment Trust, Consolidated Hallmark Insurance PLC, Prestige Insurance PLC, and WAPIC Insurance PLC. Also in business, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has agreed to pay Pakistan a $500 million tranche of a bailout package that was suspended a year ago due to Islamabad's failure to implement reforms. Pakistan secured a $6 billion bailout package in 2019 to avert a balance of payment crisis, but the loan was suspended after the payment of only 2 tranches. Now in entertainment, Pyongyang residents on Tuesday, the 16th of February, watched a gala concert marking the 79th birth anniversary of their late leader, Kim Jong-il. In a video provided by the North's official news agency, KCNA, which Plus TV Africa cannot independently verify, audience members wearing face masks were seen watching songs and dance performances by the Mansudae art troupe at the Pyongyang Grand Theatre. And now in sports, Russian Daniil Medvedev secured a spot in the Australian Open semi-finals with a 7-5, 6-3, 6-2 victory over friend and compatriot Andrei Rublev on Wednesday, the 17th of February, extending his winning streak to 19 matches. It was Rublev's 4th straight defeat to Medvedev, who has not lost a match since October.
Game, set a match, Medvedev. 2 sets to love.
So far, I think my game matches he's quite well. I know him since a long time, so I know how to neutralize his amazing big shots. That was one of the definitely best matches I played lately, not only here, but if we take even last year. I mean, this match is really unbelievable because I think he was playing really good. I managed to beat him in 3 sets, even without a tiebreak, so I'm really happy about it.
Still in sports, now in football, Paris Saint-Germain's Kylian Mbappe scored a stunning hat-trick as his side overcame the absence of Neymar to trash Barcelona 4-1 away in their Champions League last 16 first leg on Tuesday, the 17th of February, or the 16th, I beg your pardon, to move within full view of the quarterfinals. Lionel Messi had blasted Barcelona ahead with a penalty in the first half, but Mbappe pulled the French champions level with a classy piece of control and finishing to complete a flowing team move, also involving Marco Verratti and Layvin Kurzawa. And that's the news at this hour. For more news updates, please follow us at Plus TV Africa on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And do subscribe to our YouTube channel at Plus TV Africa. We will be back later with more stories. I am Osaugie Ogbowa. Thank you for watching.
lot of the jobs that exist today will not exist in the next 10 years. 10 years.
When I see people today shouting, we're not too young to run, we are ready to run. Ready to run to where?
The people of excellence are, to a certain extent, being held ransom by idiots and bandits.
Once you are in government, you believe everything you do is right. And once you are in opposition, everything the government does is wrong.
And so it's time for us to take over power.
This is it for upcoming artists to blow in Nigeria.
Welcome to Plus Trending. I am Bookie November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's tea time on Plus TV Africa.
Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect them.
If you no talk, then go beat you.
Now 2,500 and they pay.
Welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we talk about topics in the news as it affects us all. I am Osayiwa Mesale, and today I'm alone in the studio. Yeah. But I have Olamide Onifade, our one and only lady lawyer, joining us via Zoom, and Mauri Coco, Mariam Bakri. Hi, ladies. Hello. Who is there?
Hello, Uwa.
Hi, Lami. How are you doing?
I'm very well. So sorry I couldn't be in today.
It's understandable. You know what I keep saying, that one good thing that came out of COVID is the power of technology and us leveraging. Just imagine if, with all the busy things that is going on for all the ladies and we can't make it to the studio, what then happens, So we thank God for technology, that we're able to push the show, regardless of...
That's 5 years.
Yes, regardless of, what's it called, yeah. So is Maury there now, or she's still missing in action? Maury. But Lami, what happened today? How are you?
Breastfeeding.
She's not breastfeeding. I don't think so.
What happened today? Okay, my day started early. My day started very early. I went to the island for a meeting, and I had another meeting at 1. So I scheduled myself for the meeting in Osaka, London, to be between 10 and 11:30. But fortunately, it didn't arrive. The person I was supposed to have the meeting with. So I had to leave 11:30 on the dot, so I could catch the other meeting in the evening.
Wow.
So can you imagine? I drove down to Osaka, London from the mainland.
Whoa.
And I didn't achieve my goal.
Wow. That's not nice at all. We have Maury Coco. Sorry, Lami. I can't envy you right now. I'm sorry. It's the most painful thing in this Lagos right now, that after you've gone through traffic, you've gone through stress, then you now get to where you're supposed to have a meeting and maybe the meeting doesn't happen. That's like, I don't even wish it for my enemy. It's a very painful thing.
The guy was in traffic, and if I waited for him to spill over into the other meeting, so I had to make a choice.
Yeah, I can imagine. Hi, Maury.
Hi, everybody. Happy New Week.
Hello, Maury.
Happy belated Happy New Week. Hi.
Maury, what is... Maury, what is with this Lori Iro? What do you put, Liro or whatever you put on?
Lori Iro is a challenge that's currently going on where, you know, where somebody is trying to deceive you, you know, saying things that they don't mean. So like Lori Iro.
Okay. Oh.
That's the latest. Did you see my own? I did it.
I saw it now. You did the one for Valentine, where the man keeps giving all the excuses in the books.
Yes, he's been lying, sisters. Don't take him back.
All right, so today is our ladies' night out. So we're having a field day, all just us ladies, and we're discussing tact. You know, this tact thing came off of a video that we saw, you know, of the governor of Kano State being asked why he dethroned Sanusi, and that was what the summary of what we got from the message was tact. And we want to see how, you know, what role tact plays in, you know, handling our leadership. And here's what we found as today's quote: tact is the art of making a point without making an enemy. That's from Isaac Newton. And I found this quote very apt. A lot of us, so many times, we want to air our grievances, we want to say our mind, we say, oh no, it is, what's it called? It is, what's it called? How do they put it? I want to be brutally honest, Lami. Is that not how they put it? I must say my mind, I want to be brutally honest. And
that's
I realized, that's our language.
That's my language.
That's your language.
I'm going to be very brutal.
Like I am so guilty of this. You know, I've had accusations several times that I do not apply tact when I'm dealing. I say, no, but I have to speak my mind. I can't deceive you. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not this. But I realized that, you know, when I listen, I'm not a fan of Governor Ganduje, but when I listened to that interview, I mean, it made a lot of sense. And I really love how we're going to unfold the conversation today. All right, so with what is the role of tact in dealing with our leaders, and have we really explored that option as Nigerian youth? So Maury, Lami, and I will be discussing this on tonight's Ladies' Night Out. But first, let's take a break for what's in the news.
We can't talk about education reform if we don't decolonize our education system.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize. Because it's just cultural. And I think it's just human nature.
They stop paying us salary. I don't like remembering it.
I am angry at Nigeria. I'm angry at this government which seems to be letting us down. I am angry at us as a people.
In the process of struggling to free myself from his hand, he tore my pants and he raped me.
Yes, I commit offense truly.
Young girl, do you know where you are going? I say, I'm going to America. I say, oh, now so that they talk, you are going to Libya. Which America?
As it then do mark our place, some people they die now.
This is Plus TV Africa. Big stories live here.
Even if INEC opens their portal today for continuous registration, we would rather complain than go to register.
If we go and know, are we going to change Africa? Because what did they do to make our lives better since then?
Stories will inspire you.
Inspire us to be like who? Like our Lord.
Inspire you to know that once upon a time, some people also struggled.
They don't even consider it that it's important to make the place conducive for people living with disabilities.
More accessible.
Because Nigeria has actually gone too far the other way to come back to look after the disabled.
Somebody rigs the election and then he's you know, fraudulently sworn in. He goes for Thanksgiving. The rest of us will join, Your Excellency.
Yeah.
But the day he's removed, we say he was corrupt.
Don't forget the political angle.
You mean
Just
brown
like
envelope will stop?
No, brown envelope will, I don't want to say will not stop, but I've done hand like this, Sha. But just, but quickly.
Now, we'll just go straight into what we found in the news. So I'm going to start with Maury. You know, your story is quite interesting, and since it's coming off of Valentine, let's hear what you found for us in the news.
I think it's more of sad than interesting. I don't know if the word to use is sad, but I'm just going to read it out and let you guys decide. So a final year student in Federal University, Jigawa State, identified as Abdullah Bashir, has committed suicide after accusing his girlfriend of cheating on him on Valentine's Day. According to the university's spokesperson, Abdullah Bello, the incident occurred on Monday, 15 February. He stated that the Vice-Chancellor, Abdul Karim Sabo, has ordered an investigation on the case. He said the deceased had ingested sniper at his apartment in Yawa Quarters, just saying. Well, that's I don't know how to feel about this thing, to be very honest. Like, I would say it's just vows, but then to some people, it's more than just vows. If somebody is cheating on you, I don't know how to say this without sounding insensitive, but if somebody cheats on you, is it now death? Like, you're going to die and you're going to now date multiple people.
Yeah.
And keep dating people and keep dating people, and then you are just dead. You know, so it's just really, really sad. But I don't know.
Let me hear Lami's thoughts on it.
Well, what I think is people's emotional and mental capacity for things like that is different. And
I agree.
Yes, and you don't know what point the guy is in his life at the moment. He might be troubled from home, and that girl might just be his only hope, only source of happiness. He might be troubled academically, financially, other areas of life, and this could just be it. And because I've also been suicidal before, so when I see people who could actually commit suicide, I understand where they're coming from. So it could also be depression from other areas of life, and it was just an absolute opportunity to take the decision. So may so rest in peace here.
Yeah.
I mean,
honestly,
really sad.
I agree with you, because interestingly, I just saw a video on Instagram. This actor, Michael, is he Ejo or something? I don't know how to pronounce his surname, where he was being interviewed by Fumi Yonda, and he was talking about his, he made 3 attempts, you know, to taking his own life. When he was 14, I think that was the first one. Then I think when he was 23 or so, or 21 or something. So, I mean, when you hear things like this, and I totally agree with Lami, there might have been an underlining depression, you know, that had been there. You know, he just was looking for a reason, and he found one to finally just take the bullets, I mean, or, you know, take the plunge to take up his life, yeah. It's a sad situation. But I don't know why, I keep saying this to my to my siblings, that they never born the man where we go make me kill myself. Like, I mean, they've not, that man has not been born. No, because, no, I mean, you must be able to understand who God created you to be. You must love your life. Like, for me to kill myself, it cannot be because of a man. You know, I don't know. I don't know. That's me. Lami, what did you find for us in the news?
Okay, congratulations to Abdul Rashid Bauer. He's been nominated as the substantive chairperson of the Economic and Financial Commission, Crimes Commission. 40-year-old, quite impressive. I went through his
resume,
through his profile.
Go ahead.
Has been in EFCC, was part of the pioneer cadets.
Are we losing Lami? I think I'm having trouble with Lami's audio. But congratulations to him. I was hoping she would break it down, because I've not really read his profile.
Of the northern extraction. You know, I think that The president is a bit, in as much as I don't want to sound like a tribalistic bigot, the truth is we are a federation and we are divided along tribal lines, and it should reflect in every decision the government makes, appointments and, infrastructure and all this. So that's all in a bid to be seen to be more inclusive, in the spirit of inclusion. So, because looking back, I've been the chairperson, EFCC. I've not seen a southerner, whether it's south person, the southwest or southeast. It's always been northern. So I think the government should look into this. Quite impressive. He's a young chap and all that. Quite competent from what I've seen, but there are other people of other extractions that could have also done the job.
Absolutely. I was losing you in and out, but if I make sense of what you're saying, and in all honesty, when I saw the appointment, yes, on one side, I was really excited, a 40-year-old person, young, impressive, blah, blah, blah. The other side,